superpowers to bring you entertainment.
Please, Mr. Zombie, don't eat me. I've got fibromyalgia. I've got gout.
Woo! And welcome to another episode of Business Party Podcast. And joining us is the man, the myth, the legend, one more time, Zan John. What is happening, man?
Hey, nothing much, fellas. I sincerely appreciate you all letting me come on again. If it's all right, I'm going to read my press statement. I'm going to practice live on air.
Absolutely.
You got it, buddy.
All right, fellas, here we go. From the top, 3, 2, 1. I'm Republican Zan John, running for governor of Louisiana, here to give Louisianans a seat at the decision-making table and raise the standard of living in this great state. I will fight for a pro-human future and to lower taxes. I support Trump, Tucker Carlson, the Constitution, Bill of Rights, and the oil and gas industry. I'm against wokeness, lockdowns, liberalism, censorship, George Soros, and the World Economic Forum. Louisiana has more oil and gas than most nations. We need to explore, drill, produce, and work over, not depend on OPEC or the UN. I stood up and told the truth since 2020, back when it was the hardest to be an outspoken patriot. I never wore a mask, took mRNA, or believed the media. Louisiana needs to adopt a legislation that makes Delaware, Florida, and Texas so attractive to freedom lovers as well as business and gun owners. Ask yourself, is your candidate pro-government or pro-freedom? Let's make Louisiana a sophisticated tax haven. Let's keep Louisiana open and free. Let's make Louisiana great again. Demand Zan John. Louisiana first.
Yeah, that's what's up. Good shit.
Okay. Thank y'all. I literally did that for the first time. Thank y'all so much.
Absolutely, I like it. I
Really
really
comfortable. Take off my jacket and my glasses.
Do
Yeah, there
whatever
you
you
go.
want, my
Yeah,
friend.
do it.
Go for it. Take it
you.
off, baby. Woohoo!
I like that. I like that too. You're gonna get some good praise for that too. I like that.
Yeah, it was good. That was really good.
I put that together myself. Anyway, back to y'all. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to knock that out and just give it a test under pressure. So
It
Oh,
was
absolutely.
phenomenal, my friend.
Okay, all right.
Phenomenal.
so what's up? Where y'all want to start this off? Where y'all want to
Listen, there's this week. It's just so much shit. Let's put it that way. There's
Right.
just so much shit because it goes from so we all thought the ex-president was going to get indicted yesterday,
Yeah.
right? That's what we all thought because he put it out, and now the media ran with it. Media was saying it. Now all of a sudden the media is trying to backpedal and be like, well, Donald Trump put it out himself. Like, this is what he does. He tells everybody that this is what's going to happen. You idiot bit. You guys are just
Right.
the dumb ones that bit on it and just decided to run with it. And now
Well,
all of a sudden
also-
it's Donald Trump's fault.
Right, and now they're putting out that it was supposed to be moved until today or something, and now next week. And dude, it's like, come on.
Yeah, listen,
No.
I think what they were trying to do, because the case was so weak, this is just an analysis of mine, is they wanted to encourage other DAs to step forward. I think they were thinking of maybe some sort of domino effect.
Right.
I mean, when the federal prosecutors in Washington aren't even picking up on this, and they'd do anything, they'd sacrifice their firstborn to get rid of Trump. It was a beta test. It was a soft run to see what would happen. And I think if there was a big crowd, there would be your Ray Epps kind of people in the crowd to do what they
Right. Right.
Yeah. They were looking for another January 6th to pop off, and they didn't get it. And they didn't get it, and they were just like, well, maybe. And this dude, now all of a sudden, they want Alvin Bragg, the Michelin Man, to
It's not even a double chin, man.
dude, it's so. Listen, I don't want to curse because you're on here, and eventually, I want you to use some of this stuff. It'd be great. So, but that fat fuck, Alvin Bragg, is just he's just doing it for political gain. And now all of a sudden
absolutely.
they want him to testify in front of the Senate about why he thinks he should bring this bring Trump in, and now all of a sudden he backed out. Now he was like, "No, I never."
Jockey for positions. That's why Chicago went to shit. That's why Seattle had Chop and Chavs, or maybe that was Portland, or why New Orleans is being destroyed. These people think, okay, I'm going to get picked up and move to a higher level by the World Economic Forum or get involved in federal politics. That's why they let their area under their control. They will just let any black criminal go for whatever felon. They don't care, But a white guy jaywalks, throw the book out, So it's,
Right.
to me, they're virtue signaling. They're jockeying for position. They want to be in higher levels of corrupt power. You know,
Right. Well, and like that's the crazy part too with like this whole DA thing about how he what was it 52% he lowered to misdemeanors that were supposed to be felonies, and also he wants a lot of those crimes that are happening to have like no fucking punishment put to them, but yet he wants to try and pin this shit from even before he like that's the whole thing is like the money that was used they
is
wanted
this New York?
yeah.
Yeah.
They want to try and say that this money that Trump used to pay her off for like hush money or whatever else might
Oh, you know she's from Louisiana, right?
no
Ooh.
Baton Rouge,
Norm-
Phil. The place I'm trying to end up. She's
you know her?
actually.
know her?
Oh, wait, are we live? No.
Well, so I didn't. This is New York. Okay, so this is what Alvin Bragg,
it's a brand. Remember, New York has a
New York's
brand.
the brand.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is fucked up. Yeah.
Of course, my internet's going. Yeah, this is
that
what
gang
they
related?
allow.
Is
So
that gang
apparently,
related, or is that a white person in there?
I don't. They said it wasn't a white girl. They just said it was a 15-year-old girl. But I mean, come on, like this is what New York has devolved into because of
absolutely.
DAs allowing people to get
Rob
away
Rule.
with
Yeah.
whatever they want.
What
Look,
doesn't
look, they robbed it. They took her shoes. They just took her shoes.
They're gonna go tie them together and throw them over some power lines. Yep. Wow.
But like this is what they allow to them be what they allow people to get away with in New York. But the president, decides that, so supposedly this was before he even became a candidate that Michael Cohen paid her $130,000 even before he became a candidate. So what, like, and it was because she was writing a book. He wanted her to shut her mouth. She took the money. And then, I mean, now she opened her mouth.
Back on her, and she lost. She has to shell out $300,000 to her. I mean, she one step forward, 5 steps back. You play with the bull, you're going to get the horns. I know that sounds so cliche, but Trump isn't screwing around.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, and she already lost the defamation shit. So, like, why is this even still happening? I mean, we all know it's political ploy shit.
That's
Yeah,
exactly it.
they talk about they don't want to make things. This stuff is not political. You're making it political.
Yeah.
You're the one making
it political. You can't avoid it. And speaking of which, I wanted to bring up another point is the fact that they want to make Trump look weak so DeSantis has a shot and both these guys take themselves out for 2024. There is a lot of playing around with these two guys, and the deep state, the powers that be, or the powers that fund, if you will, they want to set little booby traps or technicalities for DeSantis or Trump to just get caught up in, and they want them to go at each other and just destroy things, tear the whole Republican movement apart, because these people are some America firsters. And I'm telling you, I'm so worried that one of these guys are going to fall into a trap. Lawyer paid Trump, never reimbursed the campaign funds. Post-millennial just dropped that. Okay.
Yeah. I think did you send me that? The lawyer, the Michael Cohen's lawyer sent the statement over.
Did I?
I'm sorry. Well, no, Scotty did that.
I sent one. I think it was a statement from Stormy Daniels, but there was like 2 different papers I saw where she said that she signed some shit saying that like nothing ever happened, no affair and shit like that, about how she's like trying to talk shit about it now. But that was also from like 2018, but that's another thing. I don't know if those are totally true because supposedly she signed an NDA also.
Well, didn't Trump pee on her?
I think that was like that was like supposed to be like some other, the PP tape. Was it her?
It was Putin sent over the girls.
Oh yeah.
He used one of his hotels and he did what he had to do.
Well, hey, the Clintons, they're at a play and someone shat right next to him, huh?
I mean,
situation. Y'all heard about that? This is like a day ago.
No.
That's fucked up.
Someone dropped off a loaf like right by them while they're at a play.
Was it in New York, in the city?
I think so. Just I don't know if one of y'all want to Google it, but someone dropped trow and just laid one.
I mean,
that's hilarious.
That's not unexpected in the city. The homeless will pay top dollar to get into a show just to poop somewhere. So it is what it is.
I know this is second grade humor, but shit, man.
I love second grade. Like I said, we tell everybody we're just 2 idiots.
When you can be real, like in front of your pals and talk about stuff like that, yeah, it's nice. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't care who you are, farts are funny. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
It always
exactly.
cracks. Yeah, every time my wife and I get drunk, we always like watch 90s reruns of stuff. I mean, just all
Mhm.
that silly stuff we grew up before political correctness, before all this crap, Anyway, but yeah,
Oh,
man.
I think that's like the killer. It still is, and like I mean, it seems like we're starting to win more against like political correctness, and I think that's one of the last bastions of free speech is comedy, because that seems to be what is battling against
We can meme. The
political
left can't
correctness.
meme because they literally are the problem.
Yeah.
They have no sense of irony. So
Well, they don't have any sense of
a meme
irony, and
war
they
will
all
win.
like you can't even like partially try to offend them to even be funny, because they can't even take a funny aspect of it in any
No,
way.
yeah, because they're always the victim, right? These
Yeah.
people they're always the victim. No, did y'all see that thing of Joe Biden falling or whatever, and he's like mid fall, and they made all the
Yeah.
memes out of it? I mean, I'm just saying, just a meme war will beat the left. I mean,
Yeah.
they have to have complete control. That's why there's censorship. All these little warnings, these badges that tell you, because one truth will bring down their whole house of cards. And it's such a joke. It kills me how much power they just take. They just rip it from us.
Mhm.
And if you want to stand up and take it back, they're going to continue. Those people keep sucker punching us. That's why I'm merciless with this. That's why none of us here, and I speak for all of us, feel any shame talking so bad about the government.
Oh, exactly.
When you give it to them,
Emotional, damn it.
that's
Oh,
all
I
it
like
is.
that guy. He's
That
fun.
is.
Yeah.
It's all emotions. That's all they go on is emotions, because when they put a meme out, it's not really like it's like I think I saw a meme something about kids and then Kyle Rittenhouse, and it's like this person has killed more kids than this person's like what is whoa.
It makes sense to them. It makes sense to them.
I-
Kyle Rittenhouse is the shit. And you know who is going to be the next Kyle Rittenhouse? He's going to take the spotlight? Jacob Chansley. The second he finishes his term, he's going to be shaking hands with Trump. He's going to be on Steven Crowder, the guy with the horns who was on
Yeah.
Jason.
Oh yeah.
Once he finishes, you
Yeah.
better believe every conservative. He's going to be on Tucker Carlson. He's going to be on Steven Crowder. Alex Jones, watch that guy make his run. What was it like? What was it like in the prisons? What was it like? You know what I'm saying? How did they treat you? What was the food like? Da-da-da. He's going to go around. He's going to blow up. People can be photo like, with
Right.
the guy. Put the horns on. Put the horns in. Yeah,
Do you
so they
think
don't-
do you
I'm
think
telling
he's gonna get an appeal at all for like since that footage kind of came out a little more? Do you think he might be able to
I
get
think
an
they're
appeal
going to
going?
double down and just make him do 4 years.
You
I was
think
just
so?
saying, if he ever does get out, which
Yeah.
hopefully God bless the guy. I mean, he didn't even shoot anyone. I mean, I'm telling you, he is going to take the thunder. He's going to take the wind out of Kyle Rittenhouse's sail, and he's going to be the one that is just going to be completely vindicated and go around and just make a whole. He's going to go all around conservative ink. Hell, you know what? Y'all should reach out to him in any way. His mom's name is Martha Chansley. Maybe y'all can grease the skids and have him on first or something. I'm sure he's dying.
Is he out yet?
Martha Chansley. Well, I don't know. 2021. It's 2023. 1 or 2 more years, and this guy's finished. Food for
Yeah.
thought. He's a Navy veteran. Oh, he's a good guy. Man, did y'all hear him whenever he was speaking to the DAs? Well-spoken. He was
Yeah.
correcting the liberal DA who was trying to talk over him.
Yeah.
Very rational guy. He called the feds and turned himself in. He's like, hey, I heard y'all are looking for me. I'm here. And the
I
feds
saw
were
that.
like, I mean, he seems like a guy of outstanding character, and I'm sure he is. But something to think about, Martha Chansley.
But
Okay.
it's so funny how when people talk about that, because I watch TikTok lives, and TikTok is the bane of existence with these people
Yeah.
because they are just so misinformed. So I was listening to people talk about it, and they're like, "Yeah, well, he signed a thing stating that he did it. He stated that he signed." I was like, "You've never heard of somebody signing
Under
something under duress? Nobody's ever signed anything under duress. Nobody's
Right.
ever been coerced into signing things. Nobody's ever been.
All
You
the
ever heard of?
people run their mouth, lock him in a jail cell for 2 days, and just harass him with some big guards? I'm telling you, they will sign anything.
Right.
You don't let them sleep. You don't let them sleep for 24 or 48 hours. They'll sign whatever. They'll tell you they killed their mother, their child that they don't even have. They'll be confessing to anything they want if
That's
you.
exactly it.
So it's like, yeah, okay, the guy signed it under duress. So technically, if he signed it under duress, technically it's a null and void.
Null and void, yeah. But we're not dealing, even though we are dealing with the real world, we're not dealing with the real rational world. The rules don't matter to the left. It only applies to conservatives. That's the problem, and that's why this guy's doing 4 years in D.C. I mean, it's just such a shame, man. But I truly hope I'm right with my prediction, and I hope he gets vindicated. I hope he comes on y'all show because y'all get 100 million. Y'all got to put it on Rumble because YouTube don't even put it on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah. You can or follow. You have goodbye on YouTube.
I mean, it's so fun. But here's the thing: is what pisses me off is that he's gonna sue, but where's that money coming from?
Our tax
exactly.
Yeah.
So the government doesn't care. The government will keep them, and this is what pisses me off the most: is like they're never held accountable personally. So they don't care. It's like a kid with an infinite credit card that they can do whatever they want.
Right now, though, I'm telling you, when Trump gets back in, he's of course he's going to win, but he's got to be able to close this time. And I think more people are awake now to hold the government accountable, to let him squeeze in one more time. Once you start beating away at this Department of Justice, the DOJ, that's when, that's what's stopping our checks and balances. Someone has the fingertip in the scale. Once we get any sort of integrity, just a little bit, and, courage is contagious. In the DOJ, I'm telling you, we're going to be able to start seeing a huge change.
Give me some of your opinion on what do you think about this whole little kind of not really battle, but scuffle, I guess, between just kind of name calling with DeSantis and Trump, because it seems like some people are kind of getting annoyed with the Trump deal to where he's like run to sanctimonious, blah, blah, blah. What do you kind of think about a little bit of that? Because I've noticed some people being like, well, it's not so good if he's doing that and blah. What do you kind of think about some of that?
Well, you have two huge egos, and from a 40,000 foot view, you have one guy that went to Skull and Bones and went the whole Ivy League route and was being groomed, and even started in the very beginning of the lockdown. At the very beginning, if you remember, this guy was pro lockdown and talking about the good that it did, and then all of a sudden he reversed course. So this guy DeSantis, he owes it to Trump for where he is now, because that black gay guy who's unbelievably compromised was going to win, and so DeSantis doesn't come from all the money. He comes from working class, even though he did very well as far as his upward mobility. So he still has to pull favors with people, and he's going to have to do some lukewarm or behind the deal liberal stuff to get ahead as far as his clout and money. Trump is self-funded, and it's a good and a bad thing. That knife cuts both ways, and you have Trump who, you can't tell him anything, but also that's a good thing because he can't really be gotten to as far as bullshit information. And I think he's learned a lot. And these 4 years, if he can get back in, these 4 years will actually be a blessing because it opened his eyes and he learned a lot too, because he literally had that, Stanley Cup ripped from his hands. And he understands that, this goes way deeper than anything he's ever thought. He's used to, I don't want to say legitimate business, but compared to the kind of stuff he was doing before, whatever kickbacks and just good old boy crap, that is child's play. That is altar boy stuff compared to the disgusting cesspool of a swamp, that he got to see. And looking back on it, so anyway, I'm going down a rabbit hole. So what kills me is you have a guy, Trump, who isn't going to listen to anyone and I think he's more susceptible to fall in some sort of trap or do something. Maybe he learned from Warp Speed because he quit talking about it. And I know I'm making a long-winded point. There's so much I want to weigh in to give an accurate calculation of what I think about that. You got two guys that are actually, I think, are great. They're not perfect. They both have their flaws. They both would make good presidents. But I think what takes precedent is Trump deserves his second term. He needs to get in and just finish it.
Well, and I agree on that. And one thing that's making me, in ways, kind of like, just because of some of the shit that he said here lately, is if Trump really starts putting his ass back into draining the swamp, because I think he realizes he didn't drain it as much as he should have his first time, and people want to say he didn't have enough time, which
he also took Jared Kushner in his ear. It's like, I think he realizes these guys are horrible.
Right. And I think Trump realized that he could have done a little bit more with draining more of it in his first term. That I think he's like, man, maybe I should have done, because now lately he has been saying, if I get back in there, I'm going to start fucking firing some people.
Yes. Well, I see you.
See, that's the whole thing that pissed me off, was just like, you said you were going to do all this stuff. And and then you started hiring these people, and I get it. Like, nobody liked him. Nobody wanted him in. Everybody, was pushing people on him. And I completely understand that. But it's just like, do we want an 80-something-year-old guy in there? Do we want someone who made all these promises and dude, if you're gonna do it, do it. I don't care this time. Okay.
I think
If you're
he'll
gonna
be
be
more on it.
if you're gonna be, you need to do what you're saying and get rid of these
4 years
people.
of reflection, though, man. I really think it's a blessing in disguise. Should he get back in? I mean, I really think, because he has to re-rally everyone and redo everything.
Yeah.
This is almost the third time he did it in 16. He rallied everyone. I mean, he won in 2020, but they took it from him. So, I mean, this will be a third time. We could arguably say he'll be, 3 times more seasoned coming back in for this.
Right.
Level. I'm telling you, it will be the trifecta because he will have ran for president 3 times, had 4 years to sit and think about all this fuck ups. He's not pushing warp speed anymore. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm just someone who's not trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Yes, I'm a diehard Trumper, but I call him out on the bad shit he does too. I'm not
Right.
drunk off Trump, and you never want to be drunk off anyone if you're picking up what I'm laying down. And I know you guys know this. I'm just saying this for the audience. I really think Trump, DeSantis needs to back off, let Trump finish it, and then DeSantis just look after that, eat your heart out, dude. Go ahead. You're shooing.
I think they need to just team up. To be honest with you, because that ticket would be amazing. A Trump DeSantis ticket, I think would be the best because you'd have like DeSantis as the like second in command, so he'd kind of start to get his feet wet in that stuff, and then put him out there, and then he goes full bore on it. So I don't.
Guys in DeSantis' ear though, you got 2 big funders. You got Jeb Bush and you got Ken Griffin with Citadel.
Yeah.
And when you look into what these guys are doing with their private meetings with this guy, and when you look at what composes DeSantis' war chest, he's talking to people that he's going to owe favors to, and that's what's scary about DeSantis. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen Trump in it, and even though he wasn't perfect, he was his own man, and he didn't flip when he got there. He might have made too many promises, but Trump didn't nosedive and was like, "Ha, suckers, rip off the mask."
True.
DeSantis, the only thing that worries me is once he's president, he owes a lot of people a lot of favors because DeSantis needs to borrow and beg and steal, in so many words, to get to president, right? He'd have to fund so much more, and he's going to have to kiss a lot of butts. And what worries me about DeSantis is that populism about him that might disappear the second he gets into the Oval Office. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm speculating, fellas.
Yeah.
No, I'm not shaking my head at you. I'm shaking my head at my stupid connection because, of course, it's that time of the day where the connection just.
Yeah.
I love living in the middle of nowhere, but when this happens, I just want to punch.
Thing, man. I really, my wife and I, we keep talking about how we'd love to have a house in Florida, Texas, somewhere. Be around a bunch of freedom lovers and good restaurants. But we want a big ranch, man. If shit ever gets thick, I just want to be able to walk out, chill there, and just have all my guns and good whiskey and just, I don't know.
Exactly.
On all my toys, all my quads and everything like that, and just surrounded by land. And if I got to gate everything off, I'm gating everything off. And I'm just letting, that's why I love living in the middle. I'm in the middle, so I don't have to worry about the coasts anywhere.
Yeah, and are you in a bunch of cornfields? Where, like, if you don't mind.
Right now I'm in Topeka, but we're looking at a little bit outside of Topeka. But I mean, there's 2.5 towns in Kansas. It's half of Kansas City, Topeka, and Wichita. That's it. Yeah. And the rest are just little tiny towns as you go by. And shit.
Have y'all been buying any guns this year? I bought like 5 so far.
Mine's mainly been ammo.
I bought an LCP Max, but I'm trying to get something else. We're trying to get this thing on. I'm spending most of my money on getting this.
I was going to talk about the form you fill out. There's more steps now.
Oh, really?
Is non-binary. All this crap. It's just like, oh my god,
Really? Because I didn't get that. I got when I purchased my LCP 2 months ago, I want to say, and they made me do the whole thing.
Are you a terrorist? Are you a fugitive?
Yeah, basically. And you know what? The way they put that is so like it's like it's kind of backwards.
I really think someone's gonna go yes.
Yeah.
So like that's see it they tell them themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like they just soon put a box and say, "Are you lying on this form? Yes, no." Like.
Right.
Yeah, it's starting to get real bad, especially with all this nonsense bullshit about. Listen, like I was saying before we get on, this whole transgender kid thing is a whole Munchausen syndrome by proxy. That's all it is.
Mhm.
The parents want to be gloated and given the accolades and, oh my God, your kid is this, and oh my God, because you know
Right.
why? Because being gay now, nobody gives a fuck. To be honest with you, nobody cares.
Well,
If
and
somebody's gay, a lot of people are going, okay. And so
And the
they
way-
need something to like get the fanfare back out there. So what are we gonna
Well-
do? We'll put drag shows for
No,
kids, and it's like,
It's definitely part of that, but the sinister part is the behind the scenes part that's letting it happen in order to, as I have stated before, the beginning of any tyranny starts with taking the authority away from the parents, because then the state becomes the authority because one is consequential and one isn't.
And
So
look,
once you start doing that and you start bringing the youth in, that's whenever you lose a whole fucking generation.
well, listen, from a 40,000 foot view, this all started with the Tavistock Institute and how we're going to get people to sterilize themselves. And
Yeah.
transgenderism is one way.
A
And
new
lot
part of
of
eugenics.
movements, yeah, they start with it. And when people look into, was it Cold Harbor Springs and Tavistock Institute? These are places. These are these big, extremely well-funded think tanks of occult members and these big banking families. That I'm telling you, these people get together and think in centuries. They don't plan out in years.
Mm-hmm.
Think how to, they're trying to divide us by racism, trying to sterilize the youth. And so we are seeing on the news what's allowed to be told, because they are ways of getting people. It burns up time and resources. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Everyone's gay. You can't say anything without insult. This is made to collapse a productive civilization. It's all
yeah.
by design. And when these companies virtue signal, it's because 51% of it is owned by Vanguard or BlackRock.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And it's well, in it that like the way that it's worked out now is, if you look at the way Yuri Bezmenov put it down with the Soviet style, it's the demoralization, destabilization, then crisis, and then normalization. And right now we're like in the normalization part, especially with the way everything's falling apart.
Oh, y'all seen that Hershey's commercial?
Yeah.
Y'all saw that?
Mhm.
That was so disturbing.
Yeah.
Hershey, and it's this, transgender women are now, the face of women for women's this and women's that. I mean,
Well,
it's
Exactly. And like the worst part is, like, dude didn't even, like, you still just look like a dude, and I'm sorry, man, like, you
Talk
just still
about
look like a dude. You're not even like trying. That's
Talk
the whole
about
thing to
the-
me.
ultimate mansplaining to women. You go and you transition into a woman, and now you're telling women how to run their lives. I'm sorry. Did we not just say that mansplaining was a bad thing, and now you're gonna
it's okay
vote
when
for this
left
stuff?
does it.
Right.
It's okay when Dylan Mulvaney does it. God,
Oh,
that guy.
Oh, I'm so
There we
listen.
go. That
listen.
reaction right there.
That
you
guy.
can't avoid this guy. He's on everything. They're pushing.
Oh, dude.
Drew
Yeah.
Barrymore bowing down to him, getting invited to the White House. What's up, bud?
Drew Barrymore kneeling to him. But here's the thing: he's 365 days of a girl. He's not a girl.
No.
This is, once again, you're using language. You know what you're saying. You know what you're doing. And people are like, well, he's just saying. No, he's going towards young girls. He wants, hey, look, I don't know if you saw, there was another video he did where he was dressed up like a schoolgirl.
Yeah, like a fucking.
And he was just
6-year-old.
walking around like, hey, and Drew Barrymore was bowing to him. He got surgery. Like what? Like, do whatever you want, but praising this person. And by the way, the word trans means you transformed into a woman. You're not a natural woman. You transformed into a woman. So if somebody calls you a trans woman, it means you were a male or you were a female and you became the other gender. So it's not a derogatory thing. So, so when they're calling people these cis this and cis that, listen, it's just a man or a woman. You're doing it on purpose to try to get a reaction. Just like when people say ACAB and they know they're dealing with people who have American flags, they're just like, yeah, ACAB. Listen, I know why you're doing it. I don't care. Like, you're not, there's some people you're going to get a response out of. Listen, me and him, we're two totally different people. We're not your normal internet people who are, you're going to say things and you're just going to get us to be like, no.
Right.
If it doesn't affect our life for the most part, we don't give a shit.
Mhm.
Well, and
Like, we
that's
don't care.
all conservatives for you. Did y'all see when Fauci was going door to door?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh
and
my God.
They're probably Republican. They don't like to be told what to do. I wanted to like cut that out and be like, oh my God, that's exactly it. You know, he all right there. He's telling on his political bias.
Exactly.
He doesn't take anything that a Republican comes out of a Republican's mouth serious. You know, that right there, there's so much to unpack with that one sentence. You
Mhm.
know, him with the mayor of DC who has all those people like Jacob Chansley locked in a fucking jail cell,
Mhm.
going door to door. And when you saw the black people speak out, you know, and you know, they don't even watch Alex Jones. They don't even know who, you know, about this podcast. They don't even probably get conservative media. It's the
Right.
fact that, oh, is this it?
Watch this.
Yeah.
I made this one.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna shut up.
Oh, no audio.
Oh crap.
Huh?
Yeah, no audio.
Put some audio on that, man.
Son of a biscuit.
Hey, he's
You
got to
know-
reshare the audio, but that's
That's
all.
it. It says it right there. Right
Yeah.
where he put his hand up like that. That's where he's bitching about Republicans.
Right, exactly. And like it just label them that instead of you know, taking into consideration that they're just fucking free thinking and not doing what you want them to
Wait,
tell
they
them
want
to
you
do.
to be
That's
a good little minion. Stop thinking for yourself. Trust the government. That's the
Right.
whole problem. That's
Yep.
their whole problem. That's their whole ethos. Listen, they want to control us and they want to organize to kill us in an organized fashion. We need to die according to that. It's fuck you, pay your taxes, give me all your resources, go die, quit reproducing.
right.
And so they have to package that in a palatable way, which is, I'll give you this, it's a huge undertaking. I mean, the gall these people have. I'll give them that, okay? As horrible as y'all are, y'all got a set of huevos that is very respectable. But that's it.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely not lying on that because it's crazy how much they do lie and they just keep fucking pounding it and pounding it and pounding it in. And especially every time Fauci still goes on and they ask him about this fucking vaccine and everything else and the fact that it's just not doing what it's supposed to do, anything, and they just keep fucking denying it and just keep pushing it. It's so fucking ridiculous.
They double down. I mean, the guy just left the deposition with our attorney general and the attorney general of Missouri, Eric Schmidt. They both just opposed this guy. I even printed out the case. I have it. I was trying to go over it. It's so elaborate. But the thing is he's like, I don't recall. I don't like, I mean, just
Yeah.
all the answers. And it's just like, what does he do the second he leaves the deposition? He's going door to door. These people, I really think they're just unbelievably compromised. And you know, the movie Dallas Buyers Club is about Fauci.
Exactly.
It's about him killing people. The drugs kill you. You know,
Was it the AZT that they were taking?
my hearing.
What was it, that AZT that they were taking back then that Fauci was giving them? It's actually a cancer drug and was fucking killing them.
There we go. Thank you. Yes. It's a crying shame, man. It kills me that we got to be on our P's and Q's, you know, to be like this.
It
So-
does, yeah. But I mean, but that's one thing though too, that I mean it does suck like in certain ways, but it's a good thing that more people are at least waking up to the government and everything else, because where we are at is because of the fact that politics for so long was taboo that people wouldn't even fucking talk about it. And now that we actually are and trying to wake people up, whether you are left, right, whatever it is, at least people are paying attention more now. And more lies that do come out, maybe more people actually fucking own up to the lies and be like, all right, yeah, now we realize they were fucking lying to us.
Yeah. The more we push back, the more we'll be able to normalize this in the workplace and stop being treated like second-class citizens. Well,
Mhm.
oh, here we go with the sound.
Here we go. I'm just, I don't know. It's weird. This thing's being weird. All right.
What are we going to do about those other states?
Oh my God. They're going to keep the outbreak smoldering in the country. It's so crazy. I mean, they're not doing it because they say they don't want to do it. They're Republicans. They don't like to be told what to do. They don't want to do it. They're Republicans. They don't like to be told what to do. They don't want to do it. They're Republicans. They don't like to be told what to do. And we got to break that, you know, unpack that.
We got to break that. I mean, just listen to his verbiage on the fly.
Right.
I like the music.
I know he's got the communist music.
But yeah, that was fun to make because I had to do it because I was flabbergasted. He deleted a video saying that he wanted to be invited to girls' sleepovers.
Voice of the people, thank you for reaching out so much. I appreciate you being so active, by the way. Kudos.
Yeah, Rich is amazing. If you don't follow him, follow him. He's amazing. He's got his own podcast
YouTube channel.
He's got Voice of the People. He's got a YouTube channel with Freely Ashley.
Right now, yeah. Let's see YouTube.
He's great. Rich is great. We always joke that we're the lead-in show for them on Saturday.
Mhm.
But yeah, Rich does deep dives.
Yeah.
He's got some kind of autism that just doesn't stop him.
All right, Rich, if you're watching or listening, I just subscribed to you. Big shout out. So thank
Right
you.
on. There you go.
There you go.
Thank you, fellas.
Yeah, he's Rich
This is how we
Rich
break the algorithms, fella. We all bang, subscribe, and like, and I'm telling you, man,
Yeah.
this is just the beginning. We're gonna
But-
knock them down.
Yeah, Fauci's just like I'm so sick. Like I was watching on the PBS thing about his security, and he has to have security now with him 24/7 because
yeah.
he's gotten these.
I look, hey, I'd run up and slap his ass if there's no camera. I mean, this is insane.
Right.
Listen, I mean, what are you gonna do? You're one of the most hated men in the U.S. right now because you make so
Well, I
much
think
money.
that's a double. I think that's a double. I really do, because you look back at old photos, he doesn't look the same. You look at old photos of Joe Biden, he doesn't look the same. I'm telling you, these guys, they have duplicates. This big time guy who used to teach the kids of all these occult people, this guy, the Greek out of Arizona, I got to give him a shout out. He's insane.
Oh yeah, you told us about him last time.
You should get in touch with this guy. Your ratings will go through the roof because they're taking all the Greek interviews down. It's Uncommon Sense Radio. Look, go to GreekSpeak.com. Y'all get in touch with this guy. Say Zan told me or whatever. I'm
Okay.
telling you, he's out of Tucson, Arizona. This guy taught Bill Gates and George Soros kids years ago. And I don't want to say he this guy is so smart and has been to like all these Babylonian mystery schools, and he's had so much occult knowledge that I think he's just almost like above all this crap. And like he'll sometimes feel sorry for people like you and I that are trying to like figure everything out and talk all this stuff and metabolize it. This guy knows. And he's not selling t-shirts. This isn't some sort of cult or anything. I'm just a huge fan because he would tell me that when this guy talks, so many things get crystallized. I just break out my notepad and just start writing.
Oh yeah.
And everything, you can go double check, fact check, whatever. This guy is on top of it. And you need to. He's out of Tucson, Arizona. Look at Greek Speak, Uncommon Sense Radio at Gmail. Check him out. Look into this guy. The Greek.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, have them on your show. People are going to freak out. And they just deleted the whole 26 video playlist of Ocelli and the Greek. They knocked off Ocelli's channel because of the Greek. So
Damn.
I'm telling you, reach out to him. Y'all are going to attract such a sophisticated and intellectual crowd, not some cultist crazy people. But I did a couple of Greek interviews. Man, it really put me on the map. Not big deal. I'm saying I had people that I wanted to engage with.
Right.
Like reach out to me. No crazies. Like, can you believe it? Like some guy followed you. Like, it was good that Joe Biden won because of it. I'm just like no. I'm not going to justify bad events.
Right.
Anyway, I've said enough. I know I'm such a hard sell, but
Listen, no, dude, we love it. We love it. Rich says, thanks, brother.
I'll definitely love it, and it's good to.
Anytime, man. Anytime to help a fellow patriot. I'm going to send you right now, real quick, Greek's email just for shits. Y'all reach out.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure, yeah. But it's
well,
it's good whenever you like hear about people like that too that can actually come on and go into depth about like good fucking topics like that some people don't understand. You know,
This
they can point out a lot of that.
This guy will truly, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be stuff so deep. Like,
I'm gonna love it.
True stuff.
Seriously. Scott's just gonna have a bottle of lotion next to him with some toilet tissue. Like, yeah, keep talking.
Keep going.
I have your cell phone number, Dave. Hold on, watch. Let me.
Yeah, you got mine. Yeah, Scotty's just gonna be like, say it slower. Conspiracy theory. Yeah.
No, man. Listen, he visited George Soros, and these people that are in these cults, okay, they're in these cults because they have all this knowledge that kings and queens and all these high priests had, and they hand it all down. These like, you think the Jews they think it's these occultists know all this stuff. Anyway, ask the Greek. He saw this silver tube of a map of how to cross the Atlantic in 3 days, which islands to stop. I'm talking like what the things he can bring up and talk about. And the ferromagnetics and all this stuff, I can't even, like, I'm not even in the practice of talking on such a level of intellect of this guy. And he doesn't have this crazy ego for knowing all this stuff. I think he feels sorry for us and as in like the main civilization trying to fight back and wants to see us have a fighting chance. So if people are smart enough to shut up and listen to this guy, he'll break you off, dude.
That's awesome.
I know those people like that feel sorry for us. Like we feel sorry for the people who just listen to the news. It's just like, dude, I just feel bad for you.
True.
Like, how do you like? It's so like it's so like I wish I could do that now. I really would. I took the red pill and I went down the rabbit hole and I can't come back, and I've been unplugged from the Matrix, and you look at everything now and you're just like, how did I ever think that way?
The ones that I feel bad for now is when I still see them wearing a fucking mask in their car or something. I'm just like,
one
man.
Today at the gym. I was like, oh my fucking God. And I stared this woman down. And they think they're so holier than thou. These people.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite, I was just watching a video yesterday of this guy screaming at this other guy. I guess it was at the beginning for not wearing a mask. And he's like, I don't like people who don't wear a mask. And they were going at it back and forth. And the Walmart lady comes over and she's wearing a mask. And she pulls her mask down. She's like, gentlemen, please stop. He goes, you know who I don't like? People who don't wear their mask properly. And she just puts it right back. I was like, geez. Oh, you listen to that guy. Oh, stop. You're so funny. It's just, it's so like, people have been so brainwashed to think that. And listen, here's the thing. My thing is, wear the mask if you want to wear the mask. I don't care. You just look ridiculous if you want to wear it, and people just think you have an issue, But I mean, if you want to wear it, go ahead, wear the mask. I mean,
no, it's a free country, and the Asians been doing it for the longest time too.
Yeah.
But now it's been hijacked, just like the word gay, just like the rainbow. It's a symbol of the left now. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I can't stand it. Like I used to. I mean, this sounds silly, but I don't know if you're all my age. I'm 34. But whenever I was a little kid,
no, we're older, sadly.
But the little girls' folders, they had these Lisa Frank folders and all these bright colors and everything. Okay, it was like little rainbow this and that, it's little elves or whatever. And now, like, if you look at that like you would think, okay, this person supports trans rights or this. Like, you can't have the rainbow. And I used to wear all sorts of loud Versace colors and all this shit. Now, like, I truly don't want to wear it anymore because people are gonna think, oh, he's virtue signaling for the left. All I need is a mask on. And people are like, yep, he hates Trump.
Which is very true. It's sad that any of that shit got politicized, polarized. Yeah, hijacked. It's all. So much shit has just gotten hijacked and polarized to where it's all politics now, no matter what. Anything, what's fucked up in my mind is if you're for the Constitution, all of a sudden you're far fucking right. That makes no fucking sense. To be honest, if you're for the Constitution, you're actually classic liberal. Liberals are the ones who came up with individual liberties.
Because the Overton window has been moved so far.
Exactly.
If you're common sense, if you don't want to fight your logistical instincts, that's far right. You know?
I mean, listen, if I can't wear my heels anymore because then everybody thinks that I'm a liberal. And sometimes, I just feel sexy in pumps. I got some nice legs. But it's just, here's the thing. When you're calling Tim Pool a right-wing conservative, you've lost.
Yeah.
You've entirely lost the plot, because I used to hate watch Tim Pool because, he went into the no-go zones in Sweden. He's like, oh, mainly peaceful. Meanwhile, I'm watching people throw rocks at him. The cops are telling him they got to leave. And I'm like, how do you not see this? And he's like, oh, it's mainly peaceful. When you're calling that guy who sits on the fence of just like, well, maybe
almost everything.
You get.
I saw him have Matt Gaetz on the other day. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I love Matt Gaetz.
Oh my God. Dude, the Freedom Caucus, I love
quite a bit.
I love the Freedom Caucus because you know what? They did what the fucking four dumb ladies or whatever they wanted to, the Democrat, AOC, Ilhan Omar. Remember when the squad Omar, when they wanted to not vote Nancy Pelosi in, and then Nancy Pelosi told them shut their mouths and take this, and they were just like, okay, vote in Nancy Pelosi.
Right.
Meanwhile, they're the same people who are now going, you see, the Republican Party can't even get it together. Yeah, that's because once again, McCarthy thought he was going to run away with it and not need the Freedom Caucus. And then when he didn't run away with it and the Freedom Caucus had the votes, and they're just like, nah, we're going to throw a wrench in it. This is what we want. And,
Pelosi would still be there if it wasn't for her degenerate husband. I mean, between the DUI and then him and David DePack, I'm telling you, like, that's why Nancy's out, because they couldn't keep a lid on all that. They released that body cam footage.
Right.
Oh, yeah. That was so weird. Y'all want to talk about weird?
Yeah.
fucking weird.
Yeah, it was.
Listen, you call it weird. I call it funny.
Hammer, and the cop's like, no, put that down. He's like, no, and then he like wants to keep. I was just like, it was almost uncomfortable to watch. I'm like, this is probably a normal Saturday at the Pelosi residence.
Right.
You went, no.
Have you ever watched Trailer Park Boys? It reminded me of Mr. Leahy, like with the drink, and then fucking what's his name, Randy with the belly
Randy.
out.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know.
Watch, dude. Watch Trailer Park Boys. It is just so good. It's a Canadian show. It is so funny.
Well, and Mr. Leahy is a drunk. He's a drunk, so he always has a fucking drink in his hand, and that's exactly how Pelosi looked right there because he just had a drink. Like, why do you have a drink when a dude has a hammer? What the fuck is happening? That's why I was like so confused by it.
And here's another thing: who opened the door? Is what I want to know. Who opened?
Didn't Paul Pelosi?
No. If you watch the video closely, Paul Pelosi's got one hand on both hands on the hammer, and David's got one hand on Paul's back, one hand on the hammer. So who opens the door? And the door opens away from them. So who opened the door? Watch it again. Watch it again.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, my favorite part is he's on the floor. They're on the floor. The cops are getting them, and all you hear is.
Yeah, when he was
You heard
snoring.
some weird things. No. I don't even know if that was a snore. That sounded like a machine malfunctioning.
Right?
Don't know what the fuck it was.
Man, that was.
It sounded like a pug.
When
Very
Rick played, you hear the demon growl at the end. Maybe she.
That's
had
exactly it. That's exactly it, man. No, thank you for saying that, Rich. There's something not right about that. There's so many things not right about that. Also, too, y'all remember when he got the DUI in Napa Valley, and he's like, they're like, okay, we need you to do the sobriety test. He's like leaning on the front ranch hand of the cop car, like, oh, okay, I'm fine, I can stand up. They're like, sir, let go of the fucking handrail. Like,
Right.
all these people are degenerates. They sit and get fucked up all day. Nancy Pelosi always looked drunk. You know, these people, I think they're so ashamed of themselves, or maybe, I don't know, they can't handle the reality. I don't know if they're that ashamed, but I mean, these people, they're all compromised people. You know, they drugs and child porn and just whatever, man. These people are sick fucks, and that's why they're propped up, because they're going to do whatever. They will run into whatever brick wall. They will castrate whatever child, anything. I mean, they're just sick puppets.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that's the thing. Do you see? And I was talking to somebody about this, and they're like, "Man, what's going on with all these Disney kids?" I'm like, "Dude, if you'd been assaulted like these kids were assaulted, and I believe every single one of them have been. Look, did you see Amanda Bynes was caught walking down the street nude the other day?
These are MK Ultra kids.
Yeah.
This is sick stuff, and it makes you realize all the people that had fame, like Britney Spears, who's going crazy, like there were sick deals made, and like I think these kids had to sleep with producers. And then you hear like now all the guys from NSYNC were talking not long ago about like their big fat like
Lou Pearlman.
I was like
Lou
thinking
Pearlman.
about these dudes assholes. You know, it's like you want fame, come. I don't even want to say. You know,
Dude, I just it's so like, and it's just I don't know. Did you see the movie about the Coreys? And they were talking about how Charlie Sheen took him into a trailer and just rammed him.
What?
Charlie Sheen supposedly did that. One of the managers. I was just like, and it's just all this stuff that's going on. And how do you make Corey Feldman right? How does it come out that Corey Feldman was saying all this weird stuff and now all of a sudden he's right? And you go back and you watch the Barbara Walters interview with Corey Feldman, and he was telling her about all this sexual stuff that's going on, and all Barbara said was, how can you say that about these people? You're going to ruin lives. That's what you're worried about, Barbara?
I know, yeah.
That's what you're worried about. Not about these kids who possibly been sexually assaulted for years on end. You're worried about the reputation of all these people, like Weinstein. I'm sorry. Everybody was sitting there. Everybody, you telling me nobody knew?
All the victims talked about how his dick was like split in half, all sorts of weird occult crap. And you know, Barbara Walters, or is it Jane Fonda? One of those old ladies was saying how Michelle Obama is a tranny, and everyone.
That was the best Joan Rivers. That was the
Joan
best
Rivers.
woman
Okay,
ever.
All three of those women. Yeah. Okay, yeah, and it's like they took that down when I posted it. But I mean, that used to be Michael Robinson. You know, these are MK Ultra people.
Mm-hmm.
This is sick stuff. These people are controlled. Obama is a very, very gay man and probably a clone. And I don't care who wants to run their mouth.
What was that?
These
Was
people
it
are fucked up.
A little bit after Obama got in, or was it? I can't remember when it was, but that one dude.
One dude, the limo driver, me and President Obama did cocaine in the back of my
Yeah.
limo, and I proceeded to
And
go
he
down
fucking-
on
it wasn't
him.
it Congress or something that he fucking did that in front of, because it was
I
like a fucking
think-
hearing or something.
I
was
know he
actually
did-
at a podium.
Well, you know, Obama, there was one guy who was trying to testify against Obama and actually got to sat down for a second in front of someone. I can't believe they allowed it to air. It was some victim. He was a gay prostitute and he was in Chicago. And Obama used to like beat his ass and then, do stuff to him.
Yeah,
And he was speaking out, he's a white guy and he had like missing teeth.
no
Yeah.
shit. Okay,
Michelle Obama was registered as a male to vote
Dude,
for years.
I just saw that not too long ago.
Yeah, man, that's real shit. And it's like, listen, when they get away with something, they use that as leverage for the next. Like, perfect example. Let me give you another microcosm. When they got away with Oklahoma City and destroyed the building right after, so there could be no proper investigation, in '95, and they go for 9/11 and plus the World Trade Center 7. And it's like they get away with Michelle Obama being considered a woman to the mainstream.
Mhm.
And they push all this other stuff. I'm telling you, they start with the beta test. No one notices. Okay, great. Let's do something 10 times bigger. That's exactly what they do, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
That's why we
then
gotta push back at every little thing. And look
Well,
how I'm telling you, we are part of it. Not that big of a percentage of it, but we are part of destroying the January 6th narrative.
oh, absolutely, yeah. And well, the fucked up part though too is like all the delusion on the people for the Democrats and stuff that did vote for Obama and all that. I've seen them literally say, even if Michelle came out and said that she was trans, whatever, it doesn't matter now. It's like, oh, so you're happy just being lied to? That's what you're saying. All right.
They want to control the narrative. They never want us getting ahead of it so they can control it because they don't want backlash to build up.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, it's funny that they say it. Here's the thing that I find, and this is what the conspiracy thing is. If you go back and watch movies and all that stuff, they're telling you what they're doing.
Soft disclosure is the term you're looking for.
Yeah.
They're telling you what they're doing. So they'll make it like,
They get their
yeah.
ideas from the CIA and from all this stuff. I mean, listen, the nature of these criminals is they have to tell you they're doing it some form of way before they wipe you out. It's like some sort of rule of the universe.
It's
You got to put it in some movie. Like what happened? There's a movie made last year that came out about the derailment in Ohio.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
And then now it happened. Like there was videos, or I think it was on The Simpsons, of the towers getting hit by a plane, or even on a video game, and then it happened. Like they run drills, and the way they like to get away with this is they love to run drills. Like the COVID-19 thing, what happened before it was Event 201, this big sit-down tabletop. They used to always war game and plan out hitting the towers. Actually, Bush tried to do it, and he got sued, Bush Sr. And so it's like, of course, when his son got in, then they did that,
Right.
Rich said I've changed minds on J6 just by playing the Tucker footage muted so they didn't hear his narrative. Then asked what they saw.
Which is good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're getting handed weapons. They're getting let in the Capitol,
Mhm.
The police officer that supposedly died, walking around fine, breathing, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And how many doors did they take Jacob Chansley to? Like fucking 5 of them that were locked, like just leading around.
He got a civil guided tour.
Yeah.
And he said, thank you to everyone for making this happen. And the guy would listen. They need him to be the scapegoat because that was supposed to be their Reichstag.
What was his mom's name again?
Martha Chansley, Chansly, not Ley. Martha Chansley. Reach out to Martha Chansley. Reach out to the Greek.
Yeah.
Okay, give him some time. It might
Yeah.
take him a month to respond. I'm telling you, you get those two people on your channel, y'all are going to the next fucking level. And reach out to them until you get a hold of them. Okay?
Hell yeah.
With
We
the
definitely
Greek,
will.
be very respectful. You get one episode with that guy. I'm telling you, the Greek's like a drug. You're gonna be hooked.
Oh yeah.
He's one of the people. He starts talking. Everyone in the room shuts the fuck up, and it's like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm telling you.
I'm so excited. I
Hell
can't
yeah.
wait. I love when people just take over. Just like
He's gonna dominate y'all show, not in an egotistical way. Like he's gonna start talking. You're like, y'all are just gonna sit back and like it's a fire hose of just like what y'all always wanted to do. I'm telling you.
That's awesome. And I love shit like that because he's gonna know a hell of a lot of stuff.
Have y'all ever heard him talk
informative.
before?
no.
No.
Okay, real quick. Let me just scroll and find one of my Greek interviews. Y'all listen to the first 10 minutes outside of the show, and
All right.
then you're going to listen to him talk, and go, holy fucking shit.
Nice.
Y'all talk. Let me scroll while we're on the phone. Send you
I can't wait. Well, I was just gonna where I put up some stuff on the whatchamacallit, on our thing. Oh, Ashley, our friend Ashley said, freely Ashley, I've always said if Trump legit did criminal things, for sure hold him accountable. But at this point, it's all just bullshit to try and make sure he can't run again. And it's absolutely true.
That's exactly it.
That's all it is. That's all they're trying to do. They're just trying to throw things at it because, and here's the thing, I've never seen people so happy that somebody can't run for president. I've never in my life. Oh, they're so happy he's going to jail.
It's the mass psychosis. Yeah, they just throw some red meat out there for these people. I just sent you the text.
I got it. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're mostly vegan, so they just throw lettuce at them.
Hey, are y'all subscribed to Isaac Butterfield, the Australian guy who's super right wing?
Oh, Buttman? Is that the...
Yeah, or Dick Stank or something.
Yeah.
Isaac Butterfield, so check this out. So there was this diner in Australia that was doing pretty good, right? Just a generic breakfast diner. Well, the mom hands it down to the daughter, and of course, daughter's liberal and makes it vegan the second she takes over.
Oh, geez.
Business plummets because everything's vegan this and whatever soy crap that. So to make money so they don't completely go under and have to shut their doors, they had to go back from being vegan to offering what they used to, right? Well, you better believe all the liberals got mad all over Australia, started attacking, going nuts. And it was just showing how, like, you never cower to the woke mob because no matter what you do, it's never enough. So it's fuck you from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Don't even cower. Don't even wear a mask once. You know what I'm saying? Because I promise it's never enough. Next is going to be a dildo up your ass. And when you don't, you know what I'm saying? It's a complete
look at the drag shows.
Their same way is the same way basically the government goes. Whenever you give government power, they will not give it back. So once you cower to them, it's never going to be good enough. You can apologize all the fuck you want. It's just going to be more and more and more.
Never comply your way out of tyranny.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it's a complete joke. What y'all want to wrap things up with? We got 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
I mean, let me see. There was something I wanted to show.
Well, I do have one kind of fucked up video that happened on C-SPAN just not too long ago. That
let me see what happened.
Yeah, this is actually
Senate chamber.
This is actually kind of fucked up. It's our old boy. What's his name? Stu Peters.
Oh, I like him. He has a
It's a video that actually went live on C-SPAN, and we shall see this right now. Here you go. Talk about intolerance.
And the one idea is how we are going to exterminate white people, because that, in my estimation, is the only conclusion I have come to. We have to exterminate white people off of the face of the planet to solve this problem.
What the?
I don't care whether you clap or not, but I'm saying to you that we need to solve this problem because they are going to.
And also right here, we'll look this up later. I'm going to end up trying to find this guy's book, but yeah, author and owner of Blacknificent Books.
To kill us. And I will leave on that. So we have to just set up our own system.
Imagine a white guy stepping up and saying, we got to get rid of all blacks. You better believe. You see, it's okay when the left does it.
Yeah, it's so, man, it's like, what's that author? Oh, shoot. So who got canceled recently for Scott Adams.
Yeah, but D'Angelo, what's her name? D'Angelo can say black people need to be separated from
right.
Yeah. Scott Adams said that, white people need to get away from black people, and he got fired over this. And D'Angelo goes,
those leftist women, the academic women, all have the same look. It's these big funky glasses, the hair that's all messed up.
Oh yeah.
They talk so passive aggressive. I have the moral high ground. Everyone is so stupid. I'm gonna tell you, little boys and girls, how the cabbage the cabbage. Like they have this so holier than that. Like it's unbelievable.
But they all have crazy eyes. If you look at it's all in the eyes.
Yeah.
Look at the eyes of a person. Even guys too. If you look into the eyes, you will see how crazy they are. Because you're just like,
dude, that's like even the dudes that are like totally not on the left that think that AOC is hot. I'm like, no, look at her fucking eyes. She is a psycho.
She's nuts.
I mean, she looks like a horse though too, but she's fucking psycho.
I mean, everybody's looking below her neck. Come on.
You ain't lying.
Just looking right here.
She's got the heavies. She's got
Well,
the
like
heavies, I'll
what's
give
his
her that.
Alex Stein said.
Alex
She's got
Stein, yeah.
What's his
Alex
Alex
Stein,
Stein said? She's got
Stein, yeah.
big booty Latina. Mhm.
And she was all about it at first.
Yeah.
She's just because they don't listen.
Till
No.
They're not listening.
Well,
They
she
don't
didn't have her controllers prep her for that.
Look,
Right.
yeah, that's the thing. They're all the same, but and they're both on both sides. They're all the same. They're just like wait. My favorite thing is watching all these Senate hearings and watching the people come down and give like information to the people who like the chairman and stuff like that. And like, you can't say that. You got to say this. You got to say this. And like, we can hear you, dude. Like we can hear what the assistants are saying. And my favorite is to watch the people in the back, dude. Watch the people in the background, and you'll just see some people like, do I have to be here? I don't want this internship.
Right.
Oh, my mom said I had to be here. My dad's cooked cake.
Body language is everything, yeah.
Dude, they're everyone in the back, and you just see people like, oh yeah,
Scroll on
and
TikTok.
like yeah, like come on, like
Oh,
you can
there's
just
Business Party podcast. Yeah, like, oops, sorry, I need to mute it.
Yeah.
But listen, look, it was such a pleasure on y'all's show.
Yeah,
it's always great having you, man. It
Definitely
really is.
appreciate you coming back on and plug exactly what you're doing again.
Yeah, so of course, my name is Zan John. I'm running for governor of Louisiana here in 2023. I'll be on the ballot October 14th. And I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. I am pro-freedom. So anyone listening in Louisiana, you can reach out to thezanjohn@gmail.com, or hell, hit me on my cell phone right here at area code 337-581-7333. I will answer. If not, call you back. Thank you.
Hell yeah, man.
Thank you for coming on, man. We really
definitely
appreciate
good
it.
luck with that run, and I hope you win, man, because that state
Thank
can definitely use it. I know shit's been kind of getting wild down there somewhat, but
It is.
yeah.
Yeah. It's going to really heat up. But thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. And if I don't win this, I'm going to run for House of Reps next year. So we'll just do another interview for that.
Just
Hell
keep
yeah.
going, my friend.
Yeah, I'm
Just
not
keep
gonna
going.
stop.
Like
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop.
you said, you eventually you'll catch that little match,
That
that
spark.
little flame, that little spark. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could find me on Twitter, MW Troublemaker, and on there is my link tree. We have Business Party Podcast on Twitter, Business Party Network, Dive Bar News. I just mainly retweet some good stuff and like some good stuff that we like to talk about. TikTok, yeah, Midwest Troublemaker, Instagram Midwest Troublemaker, and Scotto.
Yep. IG Scott_Craiglow, Business Party Podcast on IG, and Biz Party Podcast on Twitter. So follow us there. Find out whenever we're going to be doing more stuff. This Saturday we're doing our second shows. We've been trying to do 2 a week now, so join us this Saturday at 4 Central, 5 Eastern.
Yeah.
And hopefully we
Rumble.
might be trying to go to Rumble too here soon, trying to do live, but we'll be posting more of the videos up over there. And
On Biz Party on Rumble.
Yeah.
And we are not here to change your mind, folks. We're just here to open your mind. Scotto,
besides, don't be a mainstream minion. Fuck the moon. We're going
we're
to
going to
Uranus.
Uranus. Woo!
Have a